I find it ironic that you make repeated use of those emojis while still pretending to speak from a place of knowledge and intelligence. It's like you have the one sack to be insulting, but you lack the other sack to actually say the quiet part out loud. That you don't want the Assassin's Creed protagonist to be a black man, and you feel compelled to deny the existence of a black samurai because it challenges the whitewash narratives that have formed the foundation of your unearned sense of superiority. And it makes you come across like a coward whose social and emotional development peaked in grade school. Now, I don't know who told so many of you that Yasuke was a weapons bearer and Nobunaga's retainer means that he was by definition not a samurai, but I would like to thank whoever that was and everybody who has repeated it for planting that seed of misinformation so deep into the outrage mob's tiny little parrot brains, because that has become the most comical and reliable calling card that a person has no idea what they're talking about, no interest in the truth, and as this commenter illustrates, are deeply unserious. Now, I know the truth doesn't matter to this commenter, but for people who may be interested, that Yasuke was a weapons bearer means that he had a very high rank, and this should be common sense. People do not rise to and maintain positions of power by entrusting their weapons to people whom they don't hold in the very highest of regard. And that he was Nobunaga's retainer is very strong evidence supporting the claim that he was a samurai, because samurai were all the retainers of daimyo and shogun. If they were not, then they were ronin, which Yasuke may have become after Nobunaga died. Now, other inaccurate standards that I've seen applied to refute the claim that Yasuke was a samurai include whether or not he wore two swords. That is a standard that came into effect after Yasuke's time, once swords were confiscated. Then, the wearing of two swords was a strong indication that a person was a samurai, but it was not definitive because there were people who were authorized to wear two swords who were not samurai. And the other is that Yasuke was not given territory or a fiefdom. Again, this was not required to be a samurai. There are samurai who were paid in what was known as a rice salary, as was the case with Yasuke. Now, obviously, that all samurai were retainers does not mean that all retainers were samurai, but that Yasuke was a weapons bearer and was paid in a rice salary and was Nobunaga's retainer are all strong evidence supporting the claim that he was a samurai.